Hi and what's up? Just wanted to make a quick video. I'm now crossing the road. Let me cross the road real quick before any car come, and I hope they might not kill me. Yeah, I'm safe. So, so this week on Friday, July 10, 2020, I had an amazing week. Why? Because I literally have made my money like 165% gain. I have made a complete video about the stock that I have traded on the Friday. It's now available on the YouTube, so you can just see the video and make sure you you know watch and see the thought process that went through in my mind while trading. So I mean that area is not good. A lot of people is sitting on the park and these are not good people. Most of them are homeless, so let's not walk through this area because these people are bad. Drug dealers, some are taking drugs, so let's not walk through this area and talk about the stock market and all sorts of gain. So yeah, so the price action was very amazing. The stock was WIMI. It's a Chinese company. They develop 5G application. 5G is a big thing. We have heard a lot the amazing potential that 5G have. And why not? I mean, if when the 4G happened, we saw, I mean, everything have changed from technology to everything. How we use things got faster. A lot of company B2B, they adopted the 5G network platform. A lot of application have been created based on 5G application. So it's a big deal. And a lot of the time, I'm not saying like I haven't heard about 5G. I mean, it's a thing that I'm hearing probably 1.5 years ago, while it was on a gossip that it would be introduced. And some of the promoters, I would say some of the people and maybe company or group of people, they just wanted to give people newsletter with related to their thinking, with related to their hot picks. I mean, every day I received a lot of newsletter from a lot of people, especially uh, about the stock picks, some of the research firm, some of a lot of different kinds of. I'm not going to mention any name, but that one thing that is common with this sort of newsletter type of group, they give some newsletter and tell people to subscribe to them newsletter so that they can send some newsletter to the investor, to the people like you and me, and in return they, for the monthly subscription, they take a charge. I mean, yeah, they take some sort of membership fee in a monthly basis. I mean, those groups are very speculative, to be honest with you. Some of them share their like stock picks. I have been receiving in the sector, like they are saying marijuana sector, you know this would be a big thing, buy that stock, and all sorts of crazy things. They say when the state going to approve marijuana sale legalization, then it would be a huge move. It would going to be 500% gain, 300% gain. And in the past they have shared some sort of pics which have gone through 2000% gain. So this all group of people are literally scam, are part of same type of group who give some sort of newsletter in order to deceive people. Especially I don't trust any of this newsletter, and I don't want to subscribe any of this newsletter crap which they send us by mentioning that their hot picks, it would be amazing thing or next big thing. Because a lot of the time what happens is when they send out this newsletter, right after that the price of the stock they send those stocks, that tend to go down. And it's a very creepy type of niche. This is a very creepy type of sector, the stock market. I mean, you cannot believe no one in this sector without you, and that's the way I see it, because this sector is very much speculative. A lot of the time they run some sort of campaign in the name of like stock picks, research and all that. What they do, they send some of the hot stock picks randomly to everyone. Then when people buy the stock going long, they say their price is going to be on go further. But when they send out this stock picks to a lot of the people, then they dump the stock. So the people who listen to their crap, their newsletter, you know these crazy people, they're driving on the road, with loud sound. These people are not gentlemen. I mean, to be honest with you, I mean, a lot of people get accidented, get distracted with this sort of people. Have no common sense. Seriously, this country USA being so strict about the rules, policy, police are everywhere. For some people, drug dealer, or some people, what should I say? I mean, they don't have common sense. Being gentle while driving. Every people. I mean, there are millions of people on the road. Like every people, if they play big, high volume music, what would happen to the road? Stupid people. I mean, what should I say? I have nothing else to say. So the thing I'm saying, what happens is when some of the time, a lot of the time, what happens is those people share some sort of newsletter to the investor, to the people like you and me who believe, or maybe just wanted to be listened to them because they are saying they are expert, they have some sort of experience, they are trading 25 years, 15 years, 10 years. So if we listen to them, whatever they are saying, their deceitful presentation, the thing they have said is very catchy. I mean, you're going to fall for it. So if you believe on them, so sometimes what happens is like if you buy those stocks, the stock price might go a little bit higher, but later that the stock price literally got dumped. I mean, it crashed, and it crashes big, and people lose big, those people who believe on their crappy newsletter type of thing. So my always like suggestion to anyone like who is trading, never believe anyone like on the stock picks. Be self-sufficient, be knowledgeable enough to find out which stock is going to, I mean, you just know by yourself which stock to pick. You don't have to rely on anyone, you don't have to be dependent on anyone. And if you prepare yourself like this way, then you will not going to need nobody. You will be your own uh, uh, best self stock picker. Like if you trust your own knowledge, if you trust your own process. One time what happened is a newsletter that I have subscribed, they have sent me a newsletter saying that ZOM, the ticker symbol of that stock was ZOM, that stock was going to spike big. And right after that, what happens is Zoom company, the video conference company, it's a very big company, ZM, the ticker symbol. So while the ZM company announced IPO, and it was running big because Zoom have a lot of expectation, they are a big company. So right after that, while ZM was rising above the top, at the same time the ticker symbol called ZOM is also rising high. I mean, I don't know, some people might be confused with the fact that it's not the same ZM, and people are confused, like they thought like it may be Zoom company, which was actually not. So I mean, while the ZM company was like Zoom company was rising above the top, at the same time ZOM, the ticker symbol, it's traded on the OTC, that was also spiking big. I mean, it was a crazy thing to see. I mean, look how stupid people are. There is no reason to be. I mean, the Zoom company, ZOM, OTC, which is traded on the OTC stock exchange, to be spiking big. But probably a lot of the people got uh, later got get I mean realized that it was moving big. I mean, not just, I mean, when like moving big, it was traded on the 10 cent 8 and ZOM, it went to like 2 $2 per share. I mean, that crazy type of movement, almost 20 times higher than the what prices initial price. So it was a big movement. And see, I mean, there are a lot of idiots on the stock trading niche. I mean, on the penny stock niche, there are lots of idiots bit. Otherwise, why that? I mean, Zoom stock was trading high, so the demand was very high, and that lets the stock price moving up. I mean, it was crazy thing to see. So I mean, I was watching, like I was like, yeah, expecting ZM and Zoom company and Uber. They got in a I mean, they went public at the same time. They're selling stock. They are really, I mean, after the IPO sale. So it was a big thing because people easily got noticed about the Zoom thing because Uber was a big news. So well, Uber and Zoom side by side, the news is keep coming out. There's two, one of the biggest giant, in terms of company. I mean, going public, and people like you and me, anyone can buy shares of this sort of company. I mean, Uber is a big thing. I mean, a lot of people knows about Uber worldwide. So for that reason, I mean, Zoom also get a lot of publicized. People knew. So the crazy thing was about the Zoom ZOM ticker symbol. The actual stock was like ZM, which was video conference. But on the penny stock, I mean OTC stock exchange, there is another like ZOM ticker symbol. So people might thought like that might be the actual Zoom thing. They are seeing like on the newspaper, TV news, the press release everywhere, people talking about it. So the price kept moving, and I got a newsletter from a certain type of research company. They said like if you buy Zoom ZOM OTC, it might spike big. It already, I mean, went from 10 cent to, I mean, $2.10. It might go big. And I already saw this stock price was like uh, literally was moving like 2.9, and the promotional newsletter came like to buy that stock, to invest on that stock, because they are saying this stock could be the next big thing. This stock price is going to go above 10, 20. I mean, the big demand in this stock. Buy, buy, buy. Don't miss it out. I mean, you can make a lot of money out of that. You can 20 times out of your money, and all this sort of crap. Then later I realized and saw when the newsletter came that this is a scam. I mean, that sort of newsletter leads people to be deceived into buying the stock while they're dumb. So I immediately tried to bid on the stock. I was not going long, I was going short, because they said the stock price is going to go further up, and I said, "Wow, you might be get paid to for your email promotion, email marketing, and to promote these things. Okay, promoter, I think my mindset like this would be the right time, not to listen to you, but to do exactly the opposite to you." So I started to short the stock. I mean, the promoter was saying to buy the stock for long, but I was bidding the stock on the way down. And guess what happened? I didn't get no shares to short, because at this high price it was very difficult for any investor to get shares to short. Those people who do short selling, they know it's very hard to get shares to short. So it was on my watch list. I was thinking like, okay, fine, maybe 1 hour later or 2 or 3 hours later I'm going to short this stock. The price went down to 156. Then I got some shares to short. I paid to do short sale. I gave the order, buy order, sell order, sorry. In the short selling, first the sell order comes, then my order gets executed at 156. I might say, I mean, if this stock would going to, I mean, have went from 10 cent all the way to $2.10, and even it went to $2.90, it might go down as those big moves on the way down. And guess what happened? I just got shares to short, and it kept crashing. It went from 140. I bid at 156. I got shares to short. Then it goes down to 140, 125, 120, 110. It just kept going down. I hold the stock literally for 3 days. Then after 3 days later, the stock price come, I mean, exactly at 37 cent. I thought to myself, is the best time to sell? Should I sell or should I not? I already made almost 4 times my money. If I buy back those shares, it would be a great thing. 4 times. Then, I mean, what should I do? I was very confused. Then at the next day, I sold at 22 cent. It went all the way down to back to 10 cent. I could have made much more, but I was very happy because if the price gets moving up, because after a big crash it becomes sometimes the stock bounce, so I don't want to take that risk. And whatever what if a lot of people get shares to short, what if it becomes like short squeeze when like a lot of people bidding on the way down, then a short squeeze might happen and the price might start to go in the opposite way. It start to go up because it has been heavily short. That's how the short squeeze works. So in my mind I was very confused, I mean, what to do. So I exited, I mean, safely. I played it safely even though I could have made much more, but I was not upset. So after making almost like uh, 5 times my money, five and a half something, then I emailed this uh, newsletter. I sent them the screenshot and told them, thank you, promoter, for letting me know this is an amazing company to short. I literally made 5 times out of my money. See my screenshot. And I would like to you know receive your next newsletter about hot stock picks. All you have to do, send me a newsletter and I will do the exact opposite what you have been telling me to do. After that, that sort of writing, email exchange, the I have never received any more newsletter about that research, company. I mean, they said they are some sort of company, whatever. So, I mean, that guy never sent me any further email with related to the hot stock picks. So, from that, email replying to them and thanking him that how grateful I am for the for making 5 times out of my money. And I showed them my entry, my exit, screenshot, the amount of money I made from that trade. And that guy never sent me any more email. I mean, it was crazy thing. I just did what exactly the opposite this guy have told me. So that is the thing. I mean, in the stock market, in the especially on the penny stock niche, there are a lot of liars. This industry is full of crap, liars, manipulators, deceiver, who people have, I mean, tell some people, they want some people to lose money. And this type of industry is full of, I mean, cheaters, liars, because they send newsletter, they say this is stock would going to go very high. They give people, I mean, hope. They say people to believe on their newsletter, and these are all liars. I mean, how can you trust? I mean, who is telling the truth, who is telling the lies? So it's a very risky industry. So that's why, like, my thought is, I mean, to everyone, anyone who is watching and anyone who is subscribed and watching my videos, never, never, never trust anyone's stock picks, anyone's research, anyone who is claiming to be an expert, especially on the penny stock niche. Don't trust anyone. Don't put your money, I mean, into another people's stock picks, because what happens is, whenever you do, I mean, buy those type of stock, if someone is telling you to do so, those type of company, then some people likes to do pump and dump. So pump and dump basically is, some people wanted to make money by pumping up the stock. Then whenever it's time, like, they wanted to sell those stock and wanted to get out, at that time they run some sort of promotion and people bidding on the way up, like, then the stock price, I mean, it literally being dumped. then the stock price kept going down. So it's a very dangerous thing, and many people lose big when that big dump happens. It happens almost every single day. So that's why my suggestion to you, I mean, never rely on anyone's stock picks, never trust anyone, be self-sufficient, be knowledgeable, know that what's going on the market. I mean, I have been watching the 5G thing, like it's literally 1.5 year I'm listening the 5G would be great thing, it would revolutionize the world, it's the next big thing. I mean, if you put that if you put your money on the 5G, you can make 100 times out of your money, 20 times out of your money. The technology would going to be big, all the company would going to be adapting 5G network, all the country on the whole world would going to be applying the 5G network kind of thing. It's a very big deal. Invest earlier, it's the next Microsoft type of thing. And so this sort of deceived newsletter being sent out to a lot of investor, a lot of people, a lot of stock trader into their email in order to buy those type of stock. And guess what happens, those type of 5G company who people are claiming that they're this would going to be a big thing, the price never react, the price never go big. So people end up buying those 5G type of stock, and later what happened is, like, the stock price is not moving. I mean, it's just boring, it's just going nowhere, and the prices keep going down. So I mean, I am never bidding on the 5G. I'm listening to the 5G thing almost 1.5 year ago. I have never seen any 5G like stock is pricing, I mean, rising so high, unless that day, the last Friday, July 10th, 2020, the price went from, like, it started with $3 per share. It's a Chinese company, then went straight to 20. I mean, it closed on the after hour at $20 per share. Then on the pre-market on the Monday, it went to $36 per share. Then also throughout the whole day, it was bouncing $26 per share. I mean, $3 to $26. Can you imagine the big moves? And on that trade, I bid like on WME, I bid on PSV, I made on Friday like 165% gain. Like, my money has literally being being added to 165% gain just by trading these two stocks. It was an amazing Friday. I have a complete video made on that gain and share my thought process, how I picked the stock, what went through my mind, the you know the thinking that went through. I got greedy, then how I executed, and I made that trade finally. It was, I mean, a great. I would recommend you to watch that video. In this way you can, I mean, learn something about the thought process that goes into into the mind of in the mind of anyone, basically anyone who trades the stock, because those stock trading is more about uh, psychological rather than technical, because the price moves very quickly, and if you, like, can't control your mind, if you become very greedy, if you don't have this strategy, if your mind saying something but you are not acting, it's all about psychology. If you have the psychological benefit and advantage, you will be a very good trader, even though you know a lot of about the technical kind of thing. But psychology is the main thing. I mean, a lot of the time you are going to be fighting with you versus you, like, you're fighting with yourself to make that decision, but your mind is like not letting you to take the action. It's a fight between you and yourself. I mean, it's a very, to be honest, I mean, it's more like psychological thing, the greedy thing, that money comes, the decision making thing, all that is psychological. While trading, you see, you don't want it to take a loss, you don't want it to take a loss, but it was the best time to take a loss. Even though you have to take a 5% loss, it's better to take a loss, because the loss might go big, and it might become like, if you have exited earlier, it could have become like 5%. But as you did not listen to your mind while it was saying and signaling you like to exit the trade, you might end up making your loss big, like 15, 20, 25%, sometimes 50%, because just because you become stubborn, you don't want to take a loss. So that's why, like, stock trading is very, like, it's more about psychological thing. And the more you trade, the more you fight with yourself, and to be able to take action against your psyche, mind thing, the more better trader you will be. So I would recommend you to watch that video. That the tagline is like uh, the amazing 165% gain that I had on Friday. Just watch that video. You're going to see the thought process that I had to battle with with myself. So that's it. I mean, I have been like receiving a lot of newsletter from a lot of time regarding marijuana, regarding 5G type of thing, but I never trusted nobody, and I never tried to bid earlier and get position on any trade just because of the innovation or the possibility of the things that might happen in the future. I never want to take that much risk. I always say to myself, show me the price action. After you show me the price action, the price is reflecting on the news or any side of the price movement or volatility, then I am in. I'm not going to believe on your hope, hold, innovation, whatever. And that's exactly, I mean, the newsletter kept coming regarding marijuana industry, that you can gain 2000% gain if you go long term. These people, this and that, they have made that much money. 5G, it would be a great innovation and all that. I never trusted those company. But last week I saw the price already have moved from 3 to 7. Then I decided to bid. Like, it already went up 100%. And I saw it's a Chinese company and it's a Friday. What happens in Friday? I mean, I have been seeing recently any Chinese company that has been spiking bid is going to like not just 100% in a day. It going to 500%, 800%, even 1000% in a one day. So as it was Friday and 5G, then I decided to bid on this stock even though the price have already moved 100%. So that's the thing. I mean, that's the only 5G company that I have ever bidded. And guess what happened? I mean, I banked. I made 165%. My gain was 165% in a one single day, in few hours. It was an amazing thing. I wish that would happen every single day on the penny stock. I could become rich very quickly in this way. But this sort of price action doesn't happen every day. It happens almost maybe twice in a month, once in a month, once in a while. So it's not happening every single day, but once in a while it happens. So I mean, it's a different kind of thing. I mean, all you have to be, I mean, on that video I explained everything, like how I manage my risk, how I manage my money, how I put some money into saving, so that when the big opportunity, big price action comes, I don't run out of cash while stuck in other position. I always take some I mean, make some money available on my side by side or my trading, my brokerage account, so that when the good stock you know play comes, I so that I can participate. Because if I take participate in another stock and I go all in, I put all my money in, then when the good opportunity comes, I might not be able to exit out of that position also at the same time to participate on that position, because the stock price might be moving or might be having a loss. So that's why it's very important, like uh, to have some money available in your brokerage account, so that when the good price action comes, you can participate. And that video I encourage you to see, because you're going to learn a lot of the thing, the morning trading thing, then the money management type of thing, how not how to be prepared before Friday. So how not to put all your money into one investment. So that's a lot of the thing, and also the thought process that went through. I would encourage you to watch that video, because while I'm sharing those thing on the video, you can learn and see the thought process, and also at the same time the decision that I have you know took in regards to what to expect, what time frame, and why, like what was the news telling me, why I decided to go big, and why I mean the Friday thing matters so much. How can you balance your money? A lot of the things have been explained. So it's a very good video, especially if you just wanted to listen the thought process. You would learn a lot. So that's the thing. I mean, I have been receiving a lot of newsletter from the uh, you know regarding 5G regarding marijuana sector, regarding technology, software sector, oil. So I never trusted nobody. I mean, I always believe in myself, and I always wanted to make sure that unless I see the price action, the stock price is already reacting and it's moving up and up and up. Before that, I'm not bidding. I'm not guessing. I'm not bidding on any random stock and think like that. That technology might be awesome. That technology might be amazing. A lot of the newbie, a lot of the new people, a lot of the investor, they think it like that way. Like the technology might be awesome. This company might go big, and they just kept waiting. The price action never reflect. They end up wasting their months and months and months after, like, investing in that same company while the stock price is not moving, and while they at the same time they miss out a lot of good other opportunity that other companies are running. So it's not never being a good strategy. Show me the price action of the stock price movement. Show me the price is reflecting on the news. That time I will put my money in, and that's the mindset strategy that I bring into the table while trading. Like, when I see the stock is already reacting to the news, like it's going up like 50%, 70%, 30%, 80%, 90%, it's keep going up 135%, and also going up. The price action reflecting, the chart is like amazing, like the price just keep moving up and up and up. Then might it go down, then again it's going up, it's moving on the upward direction. So that's how I decide to bid on the stock, and I don't care about to take all the profit of the price move of the stock. All I care about, like, to take 5%, 10%, sometimes, like, 15, 20%, whatever I can get out of that trading. If I see a stock has price has been moving, a good price action is happening, the price is moving up very quickly, it fits my pattern, my likeliness of the trading. I just don't expect to bid on that stock unless I take 90% or 100% of the move. That's not how I think. I just wanted to take 5 or 10 or 15% of the price move, and that's what I'm happy. Then I get out of the trade immediately and be safe. Sometimes what I the stock that I pick, I could make, I mean, I could have made much more if I could have waited, but I don't wait that much. Even though I know I could have made much more, if I wait further, I get out very quickly. I mean, I am happy with taking 15 or 17 or even 10% gain, because if I can do that every single time, every day, then 10% in one day, 15% in one day, 5% in one day, in out of 1 year, 365 days, probably there are 200 or 220 days of trading. So if you can make 5